Hey, Gil Bates and Elon Musk potentially here. If you don't become a whole lot more vocal than other than your symbolism, to maybe to where the regular people of the world can understand what I've been explaining. Muskrat love. See, that could turn into muskrat hate. You don't want the great oracle to hate you there, Elon, if you haven't noticed. When I start hating people, bad things happen to them, if you haven't noticed. So, what I'm getting at there is Gil Bates. My phone just quit unexpectedly, and as soon as it did, and I grabbed it, the little Gmail icon flashed. Find that odd. So, Skynet, NSA, that's where we're going with this one. Terminator, the movie, okay? Gil Bates said that when people turn 70, they should have to die. That's what he said. He said we're going to build locations for you to go, and we're going to kill you. You'll be forced. It's like in China, they said you could only have one child. It's a mandate, right? Now China all of a sudden saying you can have 3 children. That's probably because King Khufu woke them up quicker than they woke up America. So, I don't know. You tell me. Either that or China's running some sort of con job. Because China's overpopulated. Either that or, like I said, they're going to conquer Africa with kindness in that video that I made on my YouTube channel. So what I'm getting at there, Gil Bates, is you want people to die when they're 70 years old. And you're this big Kentucky Fried Chicken distributor, right? And Elon Musk is this big satellite guy. He's putting 60,000 Starlink satellites into outer space. If you'll remember, I lived in a retirement community down on the bayou, right? Down there in Amsterdam, Texas. You'll also remember my man from Amsterdam. That'd be the CIA. I was everybody in that movie, by the way, if you haven't figured that out. I wasn't Hillbilly Boy, though. That would be you, Gil Bates. Marcellus Wallace blows your balls off. So, here's what's going on, all right? Facebook's a really neat tool. It seems like the more and more satellites that Elon puts into outer space, and the more and more 5G systems that my phone mysteriously cut off again, the more and more 5G systems and satellites that the government installs, that's who it is, that's who's doing it, and corporations who own the government. The government's allowing it to happen, ears in a pickle jar. I see more and more posts of people over 65 years old all over Facebook, and including the neighborhood that I lived in 5 years ago, where all of the old people out there were in very good mental health, and we'd sit around and drink beer and smoke cigars together. Now, several of them, the Johnsons, and now Bob the Crab Whisperer, and it's a long list, okay? I can't go through the whole list here. People are asking for prayers because they've been diagnosed with dementia and they're losing their minds. People over 65, Gil Bates, in United States government, who wants to purge old people. So now my dad it's like somebody snapped their fingers, right? I've noticed he's been getting a lot of dementia lately and Alzheimer's. There, Cowboy Church. I noticed that, what was his name, Charles? I think they said his name this last time. He got sick recently. That was a technological illness, because now all of a sudden he's a threat to the system. Don't worry about that. That was the mummy that made you sick for flair there, just to kind of send a message that that is exactly what can happen to all of you who are using this technology to attack people who are a threat to you. So yeah, you had to kind of take that one for the team there, bud. Sorry about that. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, unless it's dementia, and it's an electromagnetic poisoning of the mind designed to cull old people, Gil Bates, because y'all pumped everybody full of Kentucky Fried Chicken, or the political input-output polio over the years, so that when you got all of the satellites in outer space, you could zap the people you want to die and bring them to their death. And that's where that Buck and Adeline comes in real handy for me. Remember, I was abducted in Buck and Adeline's field. So you can't really silence me, can you? But boy, can I send a message to a whole lot of people telling everybody exactly what you're up to. You are systematically purging people with illegal technology to include old people using electromagnetic technology that gives them the dementia. Now, why would you give them dementia instead of a heart attack? Well, when you're trying to conquer a country and you have all these moles in the country that's allowing the country to be conquered, it's kind of the same reason you'd use an AR-15 on the battlefield. It's designed to wound, it's not designed to kill. Well, if you shoot somebody and you wound them, it takes two people to carry them off the battlefield. Well, if grandma and grandpa all have dementia all of a sudden, well, it takes an entire family to take care of grandma and grandpa while they're tortured to death. These are literally their plan. This is literally what they're up to. I'm not making this up. These are facts, and the evidence should be real clear to the NSA, who can search Facebook for dementia, and you can clearly see a rise in elderly people who were healthy 4 years ago all of a sudden have dementia because y'all are purging them. Of course, the NSA's in on it with the Skynet there now, aren't you, NSA? Yeah, you are. That's exactly what y'all are doing. You've hacked everybody's mind, and the people you want to kill, you just drive the signal into them that resonates off of their brain waves and their DNA. It's sophisticated, all right? I'm not a scientist, but you can find out all about it on that YouTube channel, A Simulated Reality. That's also how they election meddle. So all of these Kentucky Fried Chickens and shots and all of that stuff that they've pumped into you over years, and then technology attached to your neurons so that it can be driven by an electromagnetic signal, and they're finally getting the 60,000 satellites in outer space, or designed to cull anybody that they want to cull. That's exactly what they're doing. So if you find yourself on the government's shit list, they'll just murder you and they can get away with it because, like Captive State said, heart attack, stroke, or car wreck, right? Of course, they want to give the old people dementia while they force the family to take care of the old people and rob them of all of their money using the medical system. And that's what they're doing. They're going to rob you of your money. They got a cure for cancer, by the way. They've had it for a long time. But, you know, all of those systems, the chemotherapy and all that's real expensive. Well, that's how they suck you dry, right? That's how they suck your family dry after you've got cancer, right? Of course, cancer is natural. So what they've done is they've taken that system that they were using to suck you dry off of something that's natural, because you probably don't want to put the cure for cancer out there because we are overpopulated. So that's not crossing the line, in my opinion. But when you intentionally drive a signal into old people's minds and give them dementia so that their whole family has to take care of them and you can suck them dry that way, that's called murder and genocide. And that's exactly what you're doing, and that's crossing the line, and that's what got all of you killed, and you're all about to die. See, that's a better way to purge to curb the population trend, I think. Just let all of the evil people set themselves up so that when the truth comes out, they'll all die, right? That's the majestic way to do things. So yeah, put that in your hip pocket there and know that all of that is true. And you can take and look around and think to yourself here, how many people do I know that just recently all of a sudden developed Alzheimer's and dementia that are friends of my family or friends of mine or anything like that? Of course, you know, the Facebook can be observed by AI over there at the NSA, and they could tell you just like that what the numbers are, and then provide a graph that says, oh, when they started putting those Starlink satellites and all these 5G systems up, the rate of dementia in old people escalated exponentially. And it has. But the NSA isn't doing that now, are they? No. Well, you know what that tells me? You got your ears in a pickle jar there. You've seen what happens to the people's ears who are in the pickle jar there, NSA, haven't you? Yeah, I just gave a demonstration of that earlier. So that would tell anybody that's paying attention that you're complicit in this operation to cull everybody's grandma and grandpa with electromagnetic technology after Nazis put Kentucky Fried Chicken inside of them. Yeah, that's what y'all are up to. And the truth comes out, then you all die. Oh, and Brain, you can go ahead and add all of everything that you have of Gil Bates explaining how 70-year-old people should just line up and commit suicide, and everything else that I just spoke of. Just go ahead and base your entire beginning of your show on providing the evidence to everything that I just explained tomorrow there for the Cowboys. This is working brilliantly, by the way. And Pinky and the Brain has already spelled all of everything that I've spelled out in code, and I've given the key to not only Alex and DIA and DOD and everybody else, but those unsealed letters of doom are out there. See how that works? And you can bet now, if you've really paying attention to these Cowboys that I got down here, boy, are they really good. Old Spielberg's looking at them like, damn, these guys are good.